The Montreal Canadiens will not be advancing to the Stanley Cup Final this year. The Carolina Hurricanes ended their dreams in a dominant 5-game performance. However, it wasn't just Carolina beating Montreal. No, there was a lot of Montreal beating Montreal.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Let's dive right into exactly what I mean. Well, you got game 1 of the series, felt like a statement. The Habs walk into Carolina and put up 6 goals on the road. Dominant, electric, believable. The only problem was that team they were playing was not the Carolina Hurricanes. Not even close. That was not the team that went 8-0 through the first 2 rounds. In game 2, made that very clear, because the real Hurricanes showed up in game 2 and the difference was jarring. Right from the first goal, you see exactly what Carolina is: a suffocating, relentless machine. They pin the Habs on the forecheck, they take away the exit, and it's a goal. Montreal simply cannot break it out cleanly. They even try a desperate flip just to breathe, and it doesn't work either. It ends up as a shot again. I could literally sit here and play you 2 straight minutes of the Hurricanes being absolutely suffocating, and you would not see a single moment of relief for Montreal. 0 space, 0 escape. So we understand that's a massive problem. If you can't exit your own zone with any kind of possession, you can't generate offense. But there's the question nobody's asking. What happens when the Habs actually do get on the attack? Well, nothing. And I mean, some of that is due to the excellent goaltending of Freddie Anderson, steady, composed, making the saves he needs to make, but a lot of it is inexperience showing up at the worst possible moments. I mean, look at this play from Kapanen. You can almost feel the nerves through the screen. The moment is too big, and he just wants the puck off of his stick as fast as humanly possible. So he panics, he hands it straight to Carolina. That turnover essentially hands the Canes game 2 in overtime. And when it's not nerves, it's low percentage decisions. Caulfield with a shot from a rough angle, Matheson's floater from the line, Hudson does the same thing as well, and these are just a few examples of small mistakes that compound into a completely empty offensive zone. And then there's this play. This one genuinely hurts to watch because it could have ended in a goal. Hudson's pass is just out of Demidov's wheelhouse, and the chance evaporates before it even begins. From an empty net to nothing. That right there is the story of the Habs offensively. Not a lack of talent, a lack of execution under pressure. Their play without the puck, though, that's where the inexperience really bleeds through. And all of that brings us to the real conversation. The 2 completely different animals sharing this playoff series. The Carolina Hurricanes play like a team who genuinely does not believe in taking a single shift off. Not one. They will grind you into the boards, strip the puck away, and dominate every net front battle like it's personal. When you have the puck, they are already on you. Passing lanes are gone. Turnovers happen like that. And the moment they get it back, everything goes to the net. Every single thing. They're a volume shooting team that wins by simply outworking you until you break. The Canadiens are playing a completely different play style. It's a fascinating contrast, really. They lean heavily on their goaltender. They want to move the puck up the ice cleanly, build through their back end, get a controlled entry, all that stuff. But that kind of hockey, it's beautiful when it works, but problem is, in the playoffs, Carolina refuses to let it work. The Habs are dangerous on the rush, genuinely lethal when they get the space. So Carolina's answer is simple. Don't give them the space, ever. Force everything to be ugly and chaotic. Force them to the perimeter. Montreal is a quality shooting team, not a volume team, which means when nothing is clean, they overthink. And when they overthink, their fan base collectively loses their minds. The numbers back all of this up perfectly, and if you head over to Money Puck, it tells the whole story. Game 1, Habs win 6-2. Sounds dominant, but they still got outshot and barely won the expected goals battle. And then it flips completely. Game 2, Habs lose 3-2, outshot, lose the expected goals battle. Game 3, Habs lose 3-2 again, outshot again, lose the expected goals battle again. And then Game 4, Habs lose 4-0, outshot by the biggest margin of the series, and the expected goals battle, it's not even close. Sure, Freddie gets the shutout, but let's be honest, how hard did he actually have to work for that one? This is a young team playing a mountain of playoff hockey, and it's showing. The legs aren't there, the spark isn't there. Watching them right now, there's genuinely no life and no urgency. And against a team like Carolina, that's dangerous. So that all leads us to Game 5. Their backs are against the wall. Can they find their form again? Well, we know they didn't because, I'm making this video after they're eliminated. But regardless, let's cover the last game of the Habs season properly. All right, literally the first play of the game is a turnover that leads directly to a chance against. And then the very next play, it's a turnover, and the Hurricanes send it right back in. Montreal is way too nonchalant in their own zone. Carolina takes it on the forecheck, and they turn it into a shot as well. Thus, the first 2 minutes of the game, and Carolina is already manhandling the Canadiens. Yet again, it's another defensive zone turnover. They can't break the puck out, and Dobish is called upon once more. We get an offensive look for the Habs here, but the execution is poor. The nerves are taken over, and the puck jumps on Slavkovsky. And again, the chance is gone. Phil Deneau sends an absolute dart at Caden Gooley. He can't control it. Shocker. And yet again, it's a turnover, but this time it's going to result in a goal. The Carolina Hurricanes crash the net. Montreal lets them, and it's 1-0. Nick Suzuki with a brutal turnover this time, and it leads to some heavy work for Jakub Dobish. All of these plays could be avoided with just a little more composure with the puck. Look at all the work you're making your goalie do for nothing. Puck gets played in deep. Hall tells Matheson to get off of him. He finds a wide open Logan Stankoven, and it's a goal. Dobish doesn't even have a shot because his own guy is screening him perfectly. If you're wondering where the Habs offense is, well, join the club, but the Habs try to get it deep, the forecheck is weak, and suddenly it's 3-0 out of nowhere. When the Habs do get on the attack, it's stuff like this. Low percentage play, then the Habs turn it over, and Carolina is off to the races yet again. Taylor Hall is denied, no Habs player picks up Jackson Blake, and the trailer makes it 4-0. I don't know why both guys are converging on the same player, but again, it costs them. It's just mistake after mistake. The Habs, they're truly beating themselves.
Stop hitting yourself.
Canes to the power play, the puck goes right through everybody, and Gostisbehere buries it, and all of a sudden, it's 5-0. In an elimination game. But not to worry, the Canes got sloppy, and Caulfield slides at 5-hole, and he's as excited as he should be after making it 5-1 in an elimination game. I think we're done here, right? You all saw the mistakes. There was no adjustments made. Genuinely, I'm baffled at how the worst game of the playoff run came when they needed their best. Their season was on the line. But, perhaps that's just inexperience. That's the nerves taking over. Look, Habs fans, I get it. I really do. It sucks when you're that close, but yet so far. You genuinely should be proud, though. 5 seasons ago, you were bottoming out, and now you just made it to the conference final with one of the youngest teams in the league. It was genuinely an impressive run. Well, that about does it for us. No Canadian teams are left, and so, once again, the cup will not come home to Canada. Maybe one day. We may make some videos in the future covering some off-season stuff or maybe some breakdowns, but other than that, we're going to enjoy this vacation, and we highly encourage you to as well. We really, really do appreciate all the love and support we've gotten. We've grown a lot over these playoffs, and we're happy that you're here along with us for the ride. If you enjoy the content, please like the video. Also, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you to do, and it would really help us out. Turn on the notifications as well so you don't miss our next video, whatever that may be. Take care, everyone.